Oh, ho, ho, ho. How are we doing, guys? Are we good? I hope we're all good. It's stinking hot here. It's great. I've been looking forward to a nice hot summer. I don't know why, but it should be good. I kind of missed it. Kind of nostalgic. Oh, yo. Who we got? We got Grenveld. How we doing? How long's it been since I've been here for a stream? Me too, brother. Me too. Hello, Riley Marotto. That's too much. Riley Marotto. How you doing? Hello, Grenveld. Hello, Pernicious Axolotl. Let's get back from your shift. Got back from your shift at the Long Day Factory, huh? How was it? Was it a long day? Yeah, so this morning, this is afternoon for me now. It'd be kind of late for US time, wouldn't it? Yeah. 9 p.m. PST, 11 CT. There we go. Yeah, just getting hot, just coming into summer, and it feels like it's going to be a hot year. It wasn't that bad last year. Well, the start of this year, rather. It wasn't that bad. But then, usually when we have a decent year, that means next year's going to be pretty hot, and so I'm looking forward to that. So, had to clean up for the new guy because he's a mess. That's me. That's literally me. Yeah, so this morning I was working on No, I'm Not Human video. I'm still researching and organizing thoughts and whatnot. I think I have a clear idea of what's happening in the game, but there's still some dialogue I need to get through. There's still one ending I need to record, which is like a nightmare to actually get because it's so RNG. It's like you need to get a specific visitor, this woman, to arrive, and you need to keep her alive, and you need to say certain things to her. You need to keep her alive for like 4 or 5 days, and that's a lot harder than it sounds. Because FEMA can take them, visitors can just straight up kill her by random, and you get those nightmares where you just kill everybody in the house. And nobody really knows what causes the nightmares yet. So, bro rolled the R's perfectly. Everyone tends to have a hard time pronouncing my name. Oh, there you go. Hello, right boy. Kapow! Bazinga! So true. Like, Grimes, been seeing your ending video in the archives channel. Ah, yes. I thought I might as well upload them. If they're going to get any views, it'll be now. So I figured I'd throw them up now. Who cares, right? And if people want to use them for their own videos, that's fine. I legit don't care. It's an archival channel. It's not there for views or anything, so it's just if people want to see what footage I'm working with and want to use it for themselves, and they're very welcome to. So, yeah. So there's a bunch of I need to upload some more of that Fear and Hunger stuff. Some of the Fear and Hunger footage I have. So for those who don't know, I have a third channel called Mythonics Archive, and it's where I upload all of my, so I've got a bunch of footage from games, and I figure, well, since no commentary died, I may as well upload all the random Fear and Hunger clips I had. Then I was like, well, I may as well upload all the other footage I have too, in case people are interested. So, and unfortunately, most of my Fear and Hunger stuff is sort of weird. Like, it's not really suitable for upload, if this makes sense. It's like, oh, here's footage of me kicking the horse. Actually, that might be funny to upload. Here's footage of the throne. And then you go there in the future, and then there's the organ. Like, that's it. Here's 10 seconds of you fighting the Ghost Knight. So it's sort of like, here's 10 seconds of looking at the dragon in Mahab. It's like, is that really suitable for uploading? Maybe. Or here's footage of fighting Vile and then failing. And that wouldn't be bad, actually. That was a fun scene. Here's footage of... Actually, I figured out how to really easily stitch videos together. So some of these I can actually upload now. Because some of them, it's like, oh, it's the Trotor scenes. And it's like, well, here's Trotor giving you the key for the armor and not the rest of the quest line. It's like, well, that's sort of pointless by itself, right? But I just figured out how to really easily stitch videos together, so I should be able to stitch them. Yeah. Saving with the God of Fear and Hunger in Termina. Fighting the woodsman. Looting outside Mayor's Manor. Looting the Mayor's Manor. Scrolling through the menu. Shooting off an arm. Like, most of these are like the sort of really specific things I need for a video. You know, like a video is talking about combat or whatever. So I need the specific footage of something happening. Menu armor. Going through the body bag in the menu. Using diagnosis on the woodsman. Yeah, it's really random stuff. I guess I could just upload literally all of it, and if people are interested, then okay. The new saving system. Yeah, the saving system's annoying in No, I'm Not a Human. Unintentionally. Yeah. If you want to play No, I'm Not Human, I'm planning on buying it on Steam. It's good, yeah, it's really good. If you like the original demo, then you'll love the full game. If you haven't played the original demo, then you sort of have to think of it as like a visual novel. And if you think of it that way, then it's because it basically is just with 3D navigation. So honestly, I was expecting the name of the third channel to be Mythonics Plus Ultra Premium Deluxe. well, deepest lore. Mythonics Archive was actually the very first Mythonics channel. So if you actually hang on, can I show this? Is this not gonna... hang on. Why is it not showing here? Yeah, here we go. So, if you look right down the bottom here, this wasn't my first YouTube channel in total, right? My first YouTube channel was the More They Doog channel. And then... that one wasn't going very well, I believe. So I believe the order was I was doing stream clips. They were kind of shitty because I wasn't doing it very well. They were just bad. And then I stopped streaming for a while, and then I did videos about fairy tales. So yeah, I did these ones, fairy tale videos, and they were fun, but so these numbers have ticked up over the years. They didn't get anywhere near this before I switched over to doing Fear and Hunger stuff. And then I stopped doing that for a while. Then I came here and I started doing these weird internet, what would you even call it? Weird internet story video essays. And I think this would have worked if I'd given it more time, but I just sort of didn't. I was in a bad headspace at the time, and this was called Mythonics, this channel. And then I went back to my main channel, and then I started streaming again, and then I got into Fear and Hunger, and the rest is history. I actually started streaming again, and I started covering indie horror games, because I'm like, I want to be a creepy horror guy, so I just hard pivoted to that. And then I played Signalis, and I played Desolate Hope, and I think maybe something else as well. I don't remember. And then I got into Termina, and yeah, the rest is history. But for ages, I was sitting on this channel called Mythonics with only like 4 videos on it, and I was like, man, I love this name. What can I do with it? And then I eventually realized that, well, I just make my main channel Mythonics because nobody can spell or pronounce More They Do, and then I'll keep this as an archive. And then I was sitting on this as an archive for like 6 months before I realized, oh, I can just upload all my old stuff here anyway, so. In I'm Not Human, does it randomize who visitors are or not? Yes. Most of them. So there are some that are guaranteed to be humans or visitors. So the little girl, the neighbor's daughter, is always a human. I believe that the shoulder woman at the start is always a visitor. And there's a couple more here and there. But most of the people in the game are random. And I've been finding out that... Hey, Axe Pill Ed, how you doing? Loop Hero? Yeah, Loop Hero had banging music. it had much better art and music than it did gameplay, which is kind of funny. I've been finding out that each visitor keeps the same tell across their playthroughs. So, say somebody... So there's like six different tests you can do on people, right? Hey, J-Ron, come watch today. Did I catch you on the repeat? Yeah, no worries, J-Ron. Thanks for saying hello. No, never feel bad for not being able to catch a stream. As long as you watch the VOD. You have to watch the VOD. Yeah, so say that a visitor... So there's 6 different tests, right? And, you know, the first one is they have bloodshot eyes, right? If every single person will pass the test... have the same results for each test, right? So, say the tall guy... I don't remember specifically, but say he has white eyes, he'll always have white eyes, right? And say he doesn't have dirt under his fingernails, he'll always not have dirt under his fingernails. Except when he's a visitor. And then one of those tests will change. And that will say, and whichever test it changes will stay exactly the same throughout each playthrough. So if he is a visitor, for example, he'll always have dirt under his fingernails, right? And that will be the only real tell. Everything else will be the same. So maybe he does have bloodshot eyes, but he has that when he's a human as well. So that doesn't work. Maybe he does have a bad aura. But he has that when he's a human and a visitor, you know? And you can keep track of that throughout different playthroughs and know for certain whether someone is a visitor or not by doing a single test on them. And there's big lists of that on the Steam forums, which is pretty cool. It makes the game a lot easier, I think. You can save a lot of energy that way. The only thing is getting unlucky when you get a visitor. You get someone show up before you can do their real test. So some people you can get, like... Some people require the photo test, but they arrive, like, days before you can do it. So you just sort of have to hold on. But, yes, they are mostly random. What are we doing today? What were we doing today? Yes, so there's a few things I wanted to watch today. I wanted to watch the new episode of Baroque Hour, which just came out. It's so sick. Oh yeah, I pulled all the music from No, I'm Not Human as well. It's pretty awesome. Unfortunately, all the credits scenes, the ending, they're not music. They're just straight up video files, which kind of sucks because they're banging music too. And but yeah, the music is actually really, really good in No, I'm Not Human. It was good in the base game, in the original demo too, but it's just really great now. Like the ending credits, it's an awesome track. Playing it now. I don't think I have the ending credits videos on me. They're on my other computer, I think. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. But yeah, it's a weird game. A lot of people are really disappointed with the endings, actually, for some reason. They say it feels unfinished. I don't believe that. I don't really believe that. Ironically, we've got this video down here, types of endings that make readers say I wasted my time. No, yeah, some people say it's unfinished, and I'm playing and I'm like, not really. Like, these are... I mean, there's some endings which are kind of cop-outs, but they're the ones which are supposed to be cop-outs. Like, when you get killed by the Smiling Man, or the Pale Man, or when you get owned by the Vigilante. Like, they're supposed to be cop-out endings because you suck. But all the other endings, they're fine. So I don't know why people are complaining about it. But people complain about the oddest things. I think they're just kind of mad about how hard the game is. which is fair. It is a pretty hard game. I won't lie. It is pretty hard. Trying to get a lot of these endings blind is like an actual nightmare. It took me ages to figure out how to actually get around the Vigilante ending. I had like 3 playthroughs before I figured it out. And Yeah, and some of them are really obscure and really RNG dependent, which is a little annoying when you're trying to make a video about it, but it is what it is. Okay. How about we start watching some... No, we need to do an intro for our YouTube video, don't we? So what happened last time in Baroque Hour? So what happened was... So the Baroque Hour is a story about a satanic cult that has taken over the world and spreads their message through subliminal messaging. Spreads their influence through subliminal messaging. And last episode, I think we found out... Well, a couple of episodes ago, we found out that they go right back in time, a very long time ago, to the Renaissance, basically. Yeah. Do you get the endings by different methods of gameplay, like invite everyone inside, kill everyone, let everyone live, or don't let anyone in? No. So, I do think there is an ending for killing everybody, but I'm not entirely sure how to get that one. And there is an ending where you make it to, I think it's like day 14 or something. Maybe like 15. And that's an ending where you like... That ending depends on whether you have visitors or not. If you don't let anyone in, then you get eaten by by the smiling man. Or killed by him, rather. So I guess that technically is. The other endings are you have to do certain things for them. So like, for example, there's a bunch of cult members that appear. And if you keep them alive for a few days, then you are invited to join their ritual. And that's a different ending. There's one where you've got to like do a whole bunch of really random stuff. And it's called the mushroom ending. And yes, it is utterly insane. And everyone's like, wow, it's so wacky. And I'm just like, no, it's not. It's really obviously like a metaphor for what's happening. And what's the other ending? One ending I'm trying to get is where a woman comes into the house and you've got to keep her alive for a few days, and that's actually really hard to do. And just keep being nice to her, and if you keep being nice to her, then the ending triggers. And what was the other ending? And there's one where you have to call FEMA and ask them all the questions that you can, and then you have to use the FEMA slips that they give you. And then FEMA will give you a different ending. That one's actually pretty easy to get. But yeah, most of them are pretty intentional. Like, you've got to actually intentionally do them. I think there's like four ones that are pretty easy to do accidentally. But the other 6 are like intentional, so... Yeah. Yeah, and most of them I wouldn't have been able to figure out. Okay. Let's... let's get comfy. Okay. Okay, let's do an introduction. Say hello to YouTube, everybody. Hello. Wait, hang on. Whoops. There it is. There we go. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Mythonics Live. Today, we are reacting to the brand new episode of the analog horror series, The Baroque Hour. Now, The Baroque Hour has been a long-time favourite of Mythonics, and we've been keeping up with it, and the last time we watched it, just to give a brief overview of what's happened so far, so there is a satanic cult that has influenced, like basically controls the world right now, and they spread their message and influence through subconscious messaging. Through TV shows, particularly one called The Baroque Hour, where they play Baroque music. And this cult goes all the way back to the Renaissance when they were actually playing Baroque music, and it's implied that the devil gave them that style of music to spread his message. Now, we are... I don't know, I don't remember if there was any particular drama last time, that anything urgent that we were sort of waiting for a follow-up to. But yes, there's been a brand new episode called Soleil. And it goes for 40 minutes, so I'm very keen to check this one out. I'm very keen to check it out. And let me just crack this open. Here we go. Let's watch. And of course, as always, the link is in the description. That's kind of loud. Turn that down a little. There we go.
Like absolute monarchs and dictators in every age and time,
Hey, Pointless.
Louis XIV used music and the arts as political propaganda. But whereas other rulers spent lavishly to advertise their wealth, their power and their taste, Louis XIV's ambitions went further. His obsession, his passion, was France and her position in the world. And since the king was the embodiment of France, glory for her was glory for him.
Wasn't
And in every
he the one during the French
music,
Revolution?
architecture, painting,
Louis XIV?
and wanting France to
Good
be
Lord.
the top of every league table, he encouraged the music of French composers and players. In a way that no one had ever done before, he turned music and the other arts into a tool of social control, part of a complex scheme to keep potential dissidents in check.
Okay, my phone is just not going to search for it. Gotcha. That's a cool picture. Louis the 14th. Please phone. You can do it. There we go. Oh, he reigned for 72 years and is the longest reigning monarch in history. There you go. His pageantry and opulence helped define the French Baroque style of art. Oh, there we go. So we know the Baroque style is from Satan here. Wait, when was the French Revolution? Did I just get my ages like really mixed up? Revolution. Oh no, that wasn't that far. That was in May 1789. Oh, okay, so it was like 60 years after Louis XIV's death. Okay. Louis XIV of Bourbon. King at age of 5. Bloody hell. If you're older than 5, it's just over for you then, bros. You're done. You're done. Around the early 1660s. By what means chance and fortune do work in the life of a man, I know not for certain. Yet I am well persuaded that this time they have shown me favour. To be granted so noble a charge, from a court so tempting, is a dream that seemeth a very fable. If only my prophet could see his humble discipline at work. Who would ever have said it, that the distant day when my mentor showed me the path of the beloved master, I should one day come unto such a charge? This old man still remember that day, the very day he beheld him the first time. Oh, good lord. Is that a Mesopotamian statue? Ooh. Now I remember, we dragged the last long episode a little bit, didn't we? You got a little goofy. and of Austria, Cardinal Mazzarino. New Prime Minister and Regent. Yeah, Prime Ministers back then. From the diaries of Cardinal Mazzarino. Not even 2 years have passed since peace was made, and already our kingdom falls again into unrest because of new revolts. The uprisings of the Parliament men have been quieted, yet now even the nobility dares to stand against their own king, and more so against me. It is a grave offence. While I've been forced to leave Paris, my king and his mother are currently under arrest. Good lord. Diary of a Wimpy Cardinal, yeah. The Prince of Condé and his accomplices believe they may command the law, as if power did not belong solely to the king, but he is alone. It is he alone who holds this knight, given to him by God, and I shall be the guardian of that sacred power. I shall do all that lies within my power to accomplish this, even if I must join hands with the very devil himself to strengthen the power of France, especially if that power must pass through my own hands. Okay, so we're getting a law drop as to where this cult started. In 1652, the so-called Fronde of the Princes, a coalition of French aristocrats led by the Prince of Condé, rose up against Cardinal Mazzarino in an attempt to wrest power from him. That's kind of rude. What does Fronde mean? That's a nice word. You know, I'll give it to the French. I'll give it to the French. They do have nice words. France, a powerful and influential kingdom, was facing a severe crisis, vulnerable to the threats looming over her, especially from those who sought to take advantage of the turmoil. I like this sigil though. Unless this is a Fronde of the Princes. The first regents, the Honourable Six. I don't know if they're that honourable if they're doing deals with the devil. The meeting held on the 10th of October 1651 made these decisions. We agreed that the situation in France could work to our advantage. The French nobles have risen against Mazzarino's power, and it seems they may win. Also, the Honourable Prince of Condé's alliance with the Spaniards only strengthens our chances to expand. Therefore, we must think with favourable vote among us that it is right to try this an approach. Let our services be offered to organise feasts, dances and plays. We must try hard to influence an alliance with the French aristocracy, now that we have access to the deepest parts of power. Once they hear our persuasive melodies, they cannot refuse. So they did a deal with the devil to get persuasive melodies. Okay. FC. Ooh, golly. He's an old man now. It's kind of spooky. You know what? I don't hate this style where they use the paintings. I think it's kind of neat. Louise? At some point you've got to... Every analog horror creator has to come up to the realization that they can't draw every single thing that they want in there to the quality that they want, and so they need to come up with a way of actually doing it. And sometimes they come up with interesting ones, like this. Actually, I do like this. I think this is an interesting way of doing it. So, the Goat reached out his hand and reminded me of that meme with the emoji. Look, that's the problem, right? It's when you're using and pursuing unique styles like this, you've got to be careful, because it's very easy for it to slip into kind of goofy territory, as is very, very, very common with analog horror. Like, I don't think I've seen a single series where it hasn't slipped into goofy territory at some point, you know? This one has, I mean, even Mandela did, right? It's just really easy to do. Really easy to accidentally make something funny when you're trying to make it scary. Walton Files, that was the one that had a unique style that ended up, it looked, when you first, so I think this is a common experience when watching Walton Files, is that when you first see it, you're like, oh, that doesn't look very good. But then as it's actually going on, it's like, oh no, that actually looks pretty good. It actually works. I've had a couple of moments like this while watching Orpheus. You know, going all the way back to the original. I think it's the first or second or third episode. I think it was with the cult ritual. I think that was pretty awesome. Unfortunately, the remade version of that didn't quite capture the feeling. But it's tough when you've got such limited resources, and you know most of these people can't draw, and like I can't draw either. You know, and it's sort of hard. It's like I want to make this thing, but I physically don't have the skills to do what I want. So then you've got to find alternate paths around it, and you do get some really unique looks. Like I haven't seen anything else that looks like this. You know, like is there anything else that looks like this? You know, this weird crunch down black and like the edited paintings and doing basic animation with that. Maybe, but I haven't seen it. And so you get some really interesting looks with it. And that is one thing I really like about analog horror, is how even when there's so many derivative styles, there's still quite a lot of pretty unique ones. And even when something is very derivative and not very interesting, there's always at least one thing that's like, wow, that was pretty good. I really quite like that. Like that one we watched, that series we watched last. What was it called? I'm so bad with these names. Clay County Catalog. First episode had some really good moments. I didn't like the rest of it, but I don't actually. Now that I think about it, I don't think I liked any of the rest of it. Well, there were some moments here and there in the rest of it, but and it was like just nice and simple, down to earth, a dude in his shed and a monster in there. It was like, cool, that worked really well. And I think people tend to get a bit caught up in trying to do something different when you should just start from the basics and build on top of that, because it works really well. It's possible to return from silly territories like a black hole where nothing can escape. No, you can absolutely return. Absolutely. I think it's probably a bit difficult in the same episode. Like, if you completely fall flat on your face, it can be pretty hard to dust yourself off straight away, but I don't see why that would be impossible. Well, actually, speaking of that first episode of Clay County, it was a bit goofy with the guy and his voice and his kind of silly southern accent, and had some really goofy moments, and then it turned it around and was like really scary again. I think the way horror works is because you're so in the moment that if each scene, hell, even each individual shot is its own sort of, it's not that, the feeling isn't that continuous, or it can be. You can break it really easily, you know. Obviously, a good scare works better when you've been teased with it the whole time and it's like super tense leading up to it, then that makes it better. But you could go from really serious to goofy back to really serious again, and I think you could pull it. I think it would be hard, and I think for a lot of the audience, once you break that, you've lost them completely. But I don't think it's impossible to come back from that, and it's not something that I would. It's not something that I would recommend doing intentionally either. I think that's something that's like a really advanced tactic that would be not useful for most projects and just too difficult to do. You know. But yes, let's keep watching. No, wait. Louise, wait. Buddy, I don't think that's Louise. Yo, Kiwi Kelp, had your No I'm Not Human VOD playing last night and drifted off. Woke up to the yassified femur bit and lost my shit laughing. Oh, man. I was thinking about that. Today and I kept laughing. Oh, that's got to be one of my favourite bits I've ever done. That was so funny. The yassified femur. Oh, man. Oh, thank you for reminding me. I know I probably shouldn't pause this in the middle of it, but if you guys missed it, hang on, let me pull that up. Not on stream. I'll just link it. But if you guys didn't see that, my last stream was when we played the release of No, I'm Not Human. I don't remember when it was exactly in the video, but man, I laughed so hard. Go check it out if you missed that VOD. Me and my friends are going to do Yassified FEMA cosplay for Halloween now. That's great. That's great. Oh, man. I recommend something to watch in a future stream. Image 1162. I'll check that out. I'll add that to the list and I'll have a look-see, hey? Image 1162. Okay. Yes, I'll check that out. I do always appreciate tips for new things to watch because there's a lot to watch, but it's always good just to, see what people like. Okay, let's keep watching. Yassified FEMA Soleil Queen. Open up its FEMA. It's time to drip or drown. No. Okay, that's enough. That's enough. I can't spend another 20 minutes laughing about cunty FEMA. Oh man. Oh, you're gonna make me lose it. Okay, no, we're watching horror. Okay. Let's keep watching. Oh, Louise, I thought you were dead. I missed you so much. That's me when I see a slice of pizza left over in the fridge. Oh, buddy, I don't think that's Louise. Louise? Do you want me back, my dear Duke of Longueville? Of course, my dear. If you listen to his melodies, he can bring me back. So this eyes is creepy. It's good. It's good. I like these eyes. Here, this... No. Too far. It's like right here. There we go. Oh, too far. There. Nice and creepy. We love it. We love to see it. This is creepy art. I like it. Louise? I don't know if this style is as creepy as it could be. And I don't know why that is specifically. I think it's a bit too detached. So I'm having a lot of trouble in my head getting over the fact that these are like paintings and pictures. Maybe even etchings. I don't even know what they are. But I'm just... It's really hard to bridge that gap that... And sometimes that works in analog horror when you've got like a kid's drawings telling a story, right? That can be pretty creepy. Some horrible monster slaughtered everybody and here's a kid's drawing telling it. That can be creepy, right? I think the issue with this series is that it does it so much. If it did it just once or twice and it was something particularly creepy, then I think that would work a lot more. But it does it a lot. And it's sort of like, my mind is trying to say like, well, it's not real, because they're not the real pictures. It's situations like this where I don't have any suggestions and it's really hard to know what to do because there's a certain story that the creator wants to tell and this method isn't quite living up, but then what other method would you do? And it's like, well, what would you do? And it's like, I don't know. I don't know. Got to figure out how to make it work without overdoing it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think it's tough, and I guess that's the job of a creator, isn't it? To figure out what works and what doesn't work. And I think that using this too much means it stops working. Longueville. Of course, my dear. It's not bad. Like, this is good. there's individual elements that are good, but my mind is really struggling to say like this is happening, this is creepy, you know. And the annoying thing is this is probably the best one of these we've had so far. But because it's been used so much already, it's like, well, I know what this is. So my brain is like, he can bring me back. Wonder who they're talking about. He? And who? Why am I getting... Ooh. Him. It's kind of creepy. I'm kind of digging it. From the accounts of the eminent Cardinal Armand de la Riviere, doubtless you will find it hard to believe what I now recount, yet the greatness and splendour of the entertainments prepared in honour of the Fronde and its most noble allies will beyond compare. Dances, compositions, grand displays, marvels of stagecraft, all who were present will have dazzled. My lord, the Duke of Longueville was so overcome that he seemed near intoxicated as if drunk on wine. Alas, I hear poorly, and thus could not enjoy the marvels played by these new and sublime artists. Woe unto me, who must now mourn as an old man the good hearing forever lost. Kind of have a lot to say, huh? Pow! 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 The Battle of the Faubourg Saint-Antoine. Despite the prince's control over Paris and their attempt to seize power over the young ruler, in July 1652, Condé and his armies were betrayed by the Parliament of Paris and defeated by the Viscount de Turenne, not far outside the Bastille. Later that year, Condé will be forced to surrender and flee to Spain. Me when I point and say him. Yeah, that didn't quite land. That was supposed to be a spooky moment. It was kind of cool, but I feel like he could have done something a bit spookier there. Another slow burn day? A little bit. It's a bit slow. And Marie-Louise de Elouins. I just butchered that one, didn't I? Personal Diary of the Mademoiselle, October 1652. Grief takes hold of me now that I am forced to leave the Tuileries for that wretched hovel that is the Chateau of Saint Fargeau. Exiled for having taken part in person in the fighting at the side of the Prince de Condé. I had the cannons aimed, I led the troops. Wow, she was in the fighting? And this is the reward they offer me. Retreat. Solitude. Already I mourn the fine furnishings, the refined dishes, and the ever-diligent servants I leave behind. She is a girl boss, yeah. But more than anything, what I shall miss is that young Italian, so skilled in dance and masterful with his fiddle, who so often enchanted my evenings and those of my guests. Who did her brows, Lordy? She's serving. from the diaries of Cardinal Mazzarino. Power at last returns to the hands of its rightful holder, the sovereign, and to those of his faithful counsellor, namely, myself. Now that the uprisings are subdued, the crown emerges strengthened, and the king shall have no more cause to fear danger of any kind. Take heed, dearest brothers and sisters, for although the Prince of Condé has been defeated, despite having driven him to a fiercer conflict, it is not the gravest of tragedies. We feared that striking at the crown too soon might prove a reckless move, but now we may yet pursue greater designs. Know this, I have met someone, pleasant, bold, and hungry for glory. He may well be the pawn we have long sought. (1658). Who's this fellow? A handsome chap. Satan's still decomposing under Venice while all that unfolds. Yes, I believe this is before they dug him up. No, he's not in Venice at the moment. I believe right now, because this is before the Baroque era. So I believe Satan is still in Mesopotamia at this point. Later on, after they establish the cult properly, then they will go and dig him up and move him to Venice. I think that might be like 100 years later, if I'm remembering the timeline correctly. In the France of Louis XIV is experiencing its most earliest moments of splendour. Now that the Fronde has been tamed, the ruler continues to learn what he will later name the craft of kingship under the guidance of his mentor, Cardinal Mazzarino. The bright future lies ahead for the kingdom, which allows the monarch to dream of grand triumphs. I guess I didn't need to pause it. Oh. You okay, buddy? 1658. Jumping back any lawn nukes yet? A little bit. We're finding out how the cult was formed. It's not that interesting yet. In June 1658, Louis XIV suffered a severe intoxication caused by tainted wine. After receiving the last rites, preparations for the succession began. The ruler was destined for a painful and inevitable death. No way. We had resorted to the skill of several most eminent doctors, yet none availed. His Majesty was, without doubt, given up for lost. One day, however, when hope itself had reached its end, I was introduced to a most eminent Italian doctor, highly learned in poisons and elixirs. Upon examining His Majesty, he discerned a poisoning from corrupted substances and prescribed an antidote that he alone could prepare. We were in despair, above all, the poor mother of His Majesty, who cast herself at his feet. We would have done anything to see him restored. Okay, was this actually real? The learned man consented, but on one condition, that he and a certain association of doctors in his service be granted a place of honour at court. So what is it, Louis? What choice had we? Despair gripped us, and so we agreed. They would do that anyway, to be honest. Poisoned? Wine? There was an attempt to poison him. Major scandal involving poisonings, witchcraft and blackmail that took place in the French court of Louis XIV between 1677 and 1682. Yeah, there you go. Although I don't think he got poisoned. Doctor is for sure the devil again? Yeah, definitely one of the cult members. It's a cool stand. Mazzarino is an old fox. As soon as we restored the young king's health, in order to gain trust and confidence from the cardinal, we partially unveiled our identity and exposed our plan for expansion. He was enraptured. The thought of power and riches pleased him well, and he seems to care but little for the influence we might hold over his dear sovereign and the court, so long as his own standing remains unshaken. Moreover, the fact that our resources can help tame the aristocracy does not displease him at all. So he swiftly vowed to keep our names hidden, and to uphold the fast of our association of doctors. Now that even our agent has earned the king's trust, letting us step in, it's time to await the fitting moment and set our plans in motion. My highest regards, Francesco Cavalli. Like, you might think it's kind of crazy. That some random aristocrats can just pretend to be doctors pretty easily. But basically up until, like, maybe even the turn of the century, like 1900s, you could probably do that because medical knowledge wasn't huge back then. You would have to spend a bit of time in it. You would have to do a bit of research, but you could basically do it as a hobby and realistically know pretty much everything there was to know. And it wouldn't be that crazy for a nobleman to be a doctor in that regard anyway. Like, it would just be, you'd be like, oh, okay, that's your hobby. You know that. Okay, cool. Of course, around then they did start setting up the school, so their knowledge was expanding quite a bit, but maybe a bit earlier, maybe like 1850s is when they started setting up the major schools, I believe, in like Edinburgh and whatnot. So it would have been a bit harder then, but around then, yeah, you could probably easily do that. After the end of the conflicts against the Spaniards in 1658, led once again by the Condé seeking revenge against France, efforts were made to restore peace. To ensure a political and symbolic settlement, Mazzarino personally orchestrated the marriage between Louis XIV and Princess Maria Theresa of Habsburg, daughter of the King of Spain. Oh, he's kind of... From the pirate correspondence of Cardinal Mazzarino. The time has come, my dear Francesco, to set our plan in motion. As I did promise, I brought the hostilities to an end and arranged a fitting marriage with the Princess of Spain. Soon I shall present your proposals to the Spanish sovereign. Meanwhile, to you, dear friend, I entrust the charge of a grand spectacle, the likes of which none have ever beheld. The pretext shall be the celebration of the young couple's wedding, yet you will well know what lies hidden between the lines of the score. All the foremost nobility of both France and Spain shall be present. A bountiful occasion for you indeed. I suggest the tale of Hercules and Iole as your theme. The rest I leave in your capable hands. Hercules and Iole, was that the one where she gave him the poison cloak? Though, hang on, I want to see this. Mazzacchino always runs fire. So true. Let's see. According to the brief Eurytus had a beautiful young daughter named Iole who was eligible for marriage. Iole was claimed by Heracles as a bride, but Eurytus refused her hand in marriage. Iole was indirectly the cause of Heracles' death because of his wife's jealous... Wait, hang on, what? Mythology. Eurytus was an expert archer who taught his sons his knowledge of the bow and arrow. He promised his daughter Iole whoever could beat him and his sons in an archery contest. To whoever could beat him. The sons shot so well they beat all others from the kingdom. Heracles then heard of the prize and eagerly entered the contest, for he desired the maiden. Heracles shot with keenness and beat even Eurytus' score. It is ironic because Eurytus in his early years had taught Heracles to become an archer owned. When the king realized that Heracles was winning, he stopped the contest and forbade him to participate. Eurytus was well aware of Heracles' murder of his previous wife, Megara, and their children, and was thus afraid that Iole and her offspring by him would suffer the same fate. Eventually, Heracles won the contest, but was not entitled to the prize because of his reputation. Eurytus broke his promise to give his royal daughter to the winner of the archery contest. Iphitos urged his father to reconsider, but Eurytus did not pay any heed and stood by his decision. Eurytus had not left the city when Eurytus' mares were run off, and Iphitos asked Heracles to help him find them. Heracles, in one of his displays of madness, hurled Iphitos over the city walls, murdering him. What the hell? That's so funny. So what happens? What happens? There's a lot going on here. Oh, here we go. Yeah. Some other woman arrives, I guess. Deianira. Yeah, he put on the cloak and it was poisoned. And her husband, Deianira, was married to him and unwittingly poisoned her husband with what she thought was a love potion. And then she killed herself. Okay. Alright. That makes a lot of sense. Okay. Although Cavalli had been working to complete the opera in time, unforeseen delays prevented its performance from coinciding with the royal wedding. It was therefore decided to stage another of his works instead. Xerxes. Come on, Cavalli. This decision, however, would result in something unexpected. I had no idea of what would come to pass. I did not believe simple men were capable of this. As was advised to me, I had beforehand dulled my hearing, stopping my ears with plugs of wax. Yet the audience did not seem right. They gave no answer. They were wholly senseless. They sat there still, with lifeless eyes and stupefied faces. I could not believe this is what those gentlemen had truly meant. Yeah, here it comes, boys, here it comes. This is no quiet sway over the court, no subtle influence. This was a dark contrivance, devilish, and of the foulest kind. So I thought. And then, as the play progressed, just a few seats behind the king, Count Joachim de la Fère, awakening, the first awake on French land. Oh, we're back to awakes, yes. With a blood-curdling scream of terror, the Count collapses to the ground in convulsions. The Association of Doctors tries to calm the visibly shocked audience, but fails to calm Cardinal Mazzarino, who flees the hall in terror. O Lord, may you have mercy on my soul. Help me, I beg you. I have signed the doom of the entire kingdom. It's kind of cool. The death of Mazzarino. Louis XIV of Bourbon decides to personally take the reins of the government. We got kind of cucked out of like a jump scare then, didn't we? The tragedy of Hercules. It's finally finished. Collective jump scare cucky for real? Yeah. Hercules in Love, a tragedy of Mr. Cavalli. Represented for the wedding of the most Christian majesties in February 7th. Mazzarino just kind of did that, yeah. The opera will finally be staged and loved by the audience, making it possible to repeat 7 more performances until spring. Wow. No cases of awake interrupted the performance or the replicas, all of which went ahead as planned. So he's gotten a bit better at his at not destroying the minds of the audience then.
Ironically, the musician the king chose to direct the national movement in French music was an Italian, the fiddle player, dancer and composer Jean-Baptiste Lully. Taking French citizenship in 1661, Lully quickly became the king's chief musical propagandist. The court ballets, which Lully wrote and choreographed, and the prologues to his operas, often celebrate French military victories, and always glorify the person of the king, generally in a classical reference. Lully was the son of a Florentine miller. He'd first caught the king's eye as a dancer and composer of catchy dance tunes. He was also a good actor and could make the king laugh, and they sometimes danced in the same performances together at court.
That's funny. People like propaganda if it also entertains them. I think modern people have forgotten that. From the private correspondence of Jean-Baptiste Lully. Who would have ever thought? From a young Florentine street performer to a page and artist in the household of the most esteemed Madame Duchess of Montpensier. Alas, the troubles of the Fronde stole that wondrous life from me. Ah, this was the guy. There we go. Yet in its place, I was granted one even greater. Whether by fortune or fate, I cannot say. I was in my 20s during 1652, when I was still a handsome young man, thirsting for fame and hungry for success. The very sort best suited to climb the tangled ranks of a royal court. Just as I was about to leave Madame's estate, a composed and eminent gentleman, an Italian hailing from Venice, approached me. Venice? He had taken note of my early gift for music and believed I was well suited to win the sovereign's trust. Then, one night, he took me to a private club, meeting other important composers. He groomed him. Oh, good lord. Why be gasping at Venice? That's where the cult eventually moves, I believe. Never trust an Italian? So true. Oh, they did that ceremony that I don't remember what it does. That was good. I wouldn't make him slack-jawed there. It looks goofy. Unless you want it to be goofy. So you obtained entry into my realm, young man. Who are you? You humans and your meaningless questions. Always curious about something that could harm you. Curiosity is a great evil, you know. Dare you enter my magical realm? Jeez, that's a deep cut these days. I was told, you are the answer. However, I did not expect this. You speak too simply. If you, foolish human, saw what I am without understandable form, you would lose your mind. Do you really want that? Yes. No, of course. Grogroth? Yeah, this is Grogroth. I don't even know where I am. I don't even remember if I have a physical body anymore. Listen to my words, young man. Earn the trust of one you call sovereign. And then poison him. He's a good dancer. I too do an epic pog dancer, but to being told to poison the sovereign. In a short time, I was initiated into those practices which should alter the course of my life. From the son of a low miller, I became a poisoner of kings. I won the trust of that pampered boy, for we were of alike years, none did suspect. Not even Cardinal Mazzarino himself. Then, I let the poison slip into that cup, and no one ever suspected. I don't know why, but I always expect that he's pulling his cock out. Soon after, for the marriage of the king, I did work on the composition of the Ercole Amante, with that same old Italian dotard who had first received me. Foolish man. I stole his place at court and popularity within a pair of years, and the king's eyes were set upon me alone. So the regents entrusted me with the ordering of their affairs within court. You must poison the sovereign, but first, you must bust some sick moves. Immediately, my lord. I was charged to recruit new members and to keep the sovereign in restraint, to persuade the nobility and the royal house with my music, to make them engage in wars, to bend them to the signing of treaties, to forge alliances, to spread our word ever further. And so it came to pass. (1643). After calling the Fronde uprising, an association of doctors established itself at the French court. Yes. With the royal wedding of the king, France and Spain started a new powerful alliance. England joins forces with France during the Third Anglo-Dutch War. The Dutch joined the Treaty of Westminster, signing peace with England and France. During the 9 Years' War, the Holy Roman Empire allies with major European countries against France. Golly. Okay. Oh. Stabbed himself in the foot, did he? Who was that? While directing his famous Te Deum during celebrations for the sovereign's recent miraculous recovery, Lully stabbed his foot with the heavy conducting staff he used to lead the orchestra. Ouch! The composer categorically refused to have his limb amputated, which soon became gangrenous. After 2 months of agonising pain on March 1687, Lully died of septicemia at the age of 54. Ah, get owned, dude. Did that actually happen? Lully stabbed foot. Yeah, he did. Wow. Imagine doing that way. Fucking loser. So your hour has come, man. Less grok and more Google. Same thing though. How futile the human life is. No, please, mighty master. What does that mean? What does that mean? You're a nut. You're crazy in the coconut. That boy needs therapy. I promised you gold, wealth, fame, and you obtained it. But I never spoke of mercy or everlasting life. What? This cannot be. Please. I beg you, master, have mercy on my plight. The devil doesn't do mercy. I've been loyal to you. I've honoured you. I've dirtied my hands for you. It is quite entertaining to observe how, once a man has obtained all this power, he considers himself immortal, untouchable, and eternal. But death, unlike life, is fair. Nobody is excluded. Nobody has an escape. I beg you, master. I'm ready to give anything for you. Give me back my life. Give me back my leg. Your time has come, and I'm not here to prolong it. You have served me well, human, but now your footsteps are on the edge of oblivion. Don't beg. It will only serve to make you look pathetic. Accept the choices you made in life and death. Lully bros, it's over. Accepted my choices. You promised me great things in exchange for my servitude. Yeah! And this is how you treat me? Point at them. Get mad. Get even. You're a mere demon, a despicable slithering creature, a vile scoundrel. Enough! What insolence! I've given you the opportunity to lose your senses in ease. But it seems that you humans are never satisfied, even when it comes to the despair you will receive. Look at me. Not the sound effects, not the sound effects. An episode by the Baroque Hour. Is it really analog horror at this point? There's not much horror. This is kind of analog. So, what I think the problem here is... Let's get some music on. What I think the problem here is that there's this big elaborate story, and it's not that interesting. Like, when you come into horror, the interesting things are... Like, it can be interesting to find out where the cult came from and whatnot, but the more interesting things are, like, what the effects of it are and how we deal with it. And... like, there's always some satisfaction to see someone who to deal with the devil get owned by that said deal, but it's like... Did it need to be 40 minutes? I don't think so. Brodus really likes writing alternate history. That's the vibe I'm getting. And I suppose that's not inherently bad, but it's not really analog horror. So, what I would do to make this more analog horror is... So you can plan all this out, right? So it's fine to plan all this out and write all this down. That's not inherently bad, but what you would do is you would take the FromSoft method or the Plastaboo method, the Vermis method, and you've got this whole bunch of work, and then you just start ripping pages out. Just rip pages out. So, like, did we need to know, like, most of this information? Not strictly. In fact, you want to tell people less than they need to know. Less is more in analog horror, in almost every single way. So you got this story about the cult and how they help the king. They help the king win the fight against the princes, the Frond. And then, you know, you see these people slowly rise up in power, right? What you would do is you would just tell that story, right? So that's the main story, but then you would seed in little clues that, oh, wait, no. The cult, you'd have the Association of Doctors helping the king to regain powers from the front, right? So you would seed in clues that, oh, wait, no, the Association of Doctors are actually the cult. And then the way they're doing it is by using their demon magic to do it. And then you would have hints that, like, okay, so you don't show what happens at all during the... We have, like, a nice little horror scene about what happens during the wedding, but then you don't say exactly what happened, and then, but it's a clue that, oh, wait, somebody's awake now. This is the first case of it happening, right? So what you've got here is what you would write down yourself. So you'd have the whole story laid out nicely for yourself, but then you would only tell the viewers slices of it. So this could be cut right down a fair amount, I think. And you need more jump scares. not jump scares, but like really, really scary scenes, because the scares are not delivering in this. They're just not. And that's not inherently a bad thing. You don't always need to have every episode filled to the brim with scares, but that's been a bit of a problem with the whole series so far. I remember liking this one. I mean, even Mandela Catalog fucks up when they do the massive whopper 40-minute episodes. You know, they don't need to be that long. And if it is going to be that long, then you need to ask yourself, does it really need to be this long? Because, man, even Mandela's, you know, that one with the house, that was a pretty bad episode in general, to be honest. Look at this one. Nice, spooky, creepy, cool. I don't remember what I said last time about it, though. This one... yeah, it was similar. Not as interesting, but still different stuff happened. This one was just very... Soleil, very slow. Very slow. You know, I'm not saying it has to be like the generic analog horror, right? But I don't think this is the right direction. As like an old history idea, yeah, okay, that's cool, but it's just not delivering on the horror premise so far, really. Yeah, plot is too chunky for the analog horror format, and I don't see the series molting growing into something else. Not many good signs from a bunch of latest episodes. Yeah, it's I kind of agree there. It's like I feel like it should definitely be taken in a different direction, and I don't think you should be doing 40-minute whopper episodes. Like, this would have taken heaps and heaps and heaps of work. And, you know, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to say that's a bad thing, but it's like, that's so much time for something that I think was a misfire. Old history angle is cool, but yeah, needs to have good scares. Yeah, it's like... an old history horror project is an interesting idea. But it's like... I don't want to watch an analog horror video for 40 minutes and I'm reading for like 35 minutes of that. Like, I kind of don't want to do that. Could do a little bit of that, don't get me wrong, but... yeah, it's probably be better suited to like... geez, a comic or something. An actual just written story, you know? I just don't think it's landing. I'm sorry, I just don't think it's landing, so... write a book? Yeah, look, maybe. It's a bit unfortunate. Because I did quite like the earlier ones, but it seems like it's gone a very... very different direction from this one, from like 9. 9 and 10 are very different. Maybe it was Stigma that started it, actually. Oh yeah, I think Stigma may have been the first one where they started doing this. Yeah. And this is when they dug up the corpse of Satan and moved it to Venice. Yes, I just don't think it's going in the right direction. This one felt like a rerun of the Venice backstory. It is new information. Like, it is definitely new, but it's like, is it information we needed to hear? I don't know. Half me to get into analog horror because they're hard to do well. A lot comes across as 2010's DeviantArt creepypasta. Look, there are a lot like that. It's look, it's an entire genre that really appeals to younger audiences, and so there are a lot of younger people doing it. And there's a lot of people who are doing it for the first time, really figuring out how to make things scary and what they want to put in there, and and I don't think that's a bad thing, but I am really critical because if you get good advice, I'm trying to give good advice. Whether I am or not is a different story, but I'm trying to. And I think that if you get good advice for what direction to go when you're just starting out, then you save a lot of time. You save quite a lot of time on in the long run, right? So that's why I'm so critical about a lot of these things. And like, look, I was kind of saying it around here, around Stigma, like, when did this one come out? Like almost a year and a half ago now, almost. And like, I'm pretty sure well, I guess I didn't actually see this one until much later, but theoretically, if someone had said, like, this is an interesting idea, but it needs to be way scarier, you need to do it a lot better, and the Baroque Hour changed how they're doing it, then they wouldn't have spent all this time working on a 40-minute horror video that wasn't scary at all and not that interesting. Yeah. And it's all about, making better things. That's what I want. And I'm not saying I'm always right. I'm probably wrong a lot of the time, but I just try to give my honest feedback. This is so loud. I just try to give my honest feedback on what I think is scary and what I think works and what doesn't. And amazing ones out there, don't get me wrong, but it's harder to find good ones. I like seeing how some creators progress and get better over time, but I'm super picky. 100% Kiwi Kelp. I am super picky as well. I don't think there's been any analog horror that we've watched that I've just liked 100%. Unless it was like, no, that's not true. There were some. But they're usually really short. I think that fits horror better. Because that's why I like Stephen King's short stories. I hate his full novels, and I think it's because it's harder to deliver a good, scary, long experience. Like, I really liked from the other week when we watched Adult Swim Bumpers. That was really good. Creative, freaky, scary, told a story really quickly. But I don't think there's been any long-running ones that I've enjoyed all the way through without any major issues, And I think that's just how it is. Like, period piece fan fiction, yeah, it was. Felt like a rerun. Oh, I just read that. Okay. Let's finish up the YouTube video, YouTube reaction, and then we might take a short break. All right, guys. Thank you very much for watching Mythonics Live. We were watching the Baroque Hour's latest episode called Soleil, and of course, that will be in the description, so go and give them some love, and hey, maybe you liked it more than I did, so if that's the case, make sure to go give them some love. But definitely make sure to go subscribe, because we wouldn't survive without... We need more analog horror creators. We do. Even if we, don't always like what they make, we need to see a lot more. So make sure to definitely go give the original creators some love. And thank you very much for watching. You've been watching Mythonics Live, hosted by Morley Doog. And remember, you're never alone in the dark. Okay. Now we're going to take a short break. Let me just link that one again in case you missed it. Here was the direct link for that. And make sure to go subscribe to them. And yes, we will be right back very shortly. Okay. You can probably, hang on, you can probably hear the fan going on in the background. That's probably just, I gotta blast it because it's so hot here. Okay. Golly. My throat's giving out a bit. I made myself some, I took a while because I was making myself some lemon and ginger tea because my throat's pretty sore. So, now, may I confirm for blasting his fan? Put fan closer to the mic, we crave the breeze. Yeah, okay. Up next, we're going to be watching Vermis Malum, which, I don't even know how to describe this one, to be honest. To be perfectly clear. How am I going to describe this from a YouTube video? The first episode's got something to do with like an elevator. Hang on, let me flick through it real quick. Oh, golly. Vermis Malum is like a game, I guess. Okay. We're doing the haunted game stuff. Let's see. I don't know. Because it's funny when you don't know. Okay, let's do our introduction. Let's get some music. Okay. I know Vermis is a muscle. I was kind of hoping it would be a jolly rat. No, Vermis is the thing in the brain. Vermis. Cerebellar vermis, from Latin worm, is located in the medial corticonuclear zone of the cerebellum. Functionally, the vermis is associated with bodily posture and locomotion. Hey, Clonk, how you doing? More they Mythonics dude, love the videos. I'm glad. How you doing, man? Good to see you. That's why it was chosen as the name for the Vermis books. It receives sensory input from the head and proximal body parts. It's kind of like the link between the body and the brain, basically. Oh, excuse me. Yeah. Oh, I'm just realizing that my my updater my updater script for playing the music doesn't show the album, and this music is from No I'm Not Human OST. So, okay, let's go close up again and say hello to YouTube, everybody. Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Mythonics Live. Today, we are watching an analog horror, unfiction, I guess, series you'd call it, called Vermis Malum. Now, Vermis Malum seems to be something that's a little bit hard to categorize. So I guess we'll just sort of have to get right into it, you know? There's a lot happening. The first episode has an elevator. The second episode is something about sheep. The next one is about seeds. So we'll sort of discover it as we go. As always, the link is down in the description, or if you're watching live, then it's in chat right now. Right now. There we go. And let's get to it, shall we? Here we go. Okay, let me just turn off this BGM. And I might just need to rearrange this a little. Hang on, what did that say? The 21st century, there's a new world being born a little every day. It's a little loud, isn't it? And the little girl should know. So this is all 3D CG. Looks pretty cool. Hesiod. Yeah, this blew up. It got a lot of coverage. Jeez, whenever this came out, like a year or two ago. And I've been meaning to look at it ever since, but I sort of forgot about it. That's true. Smilers never lose and frowners never win. Remember that, guys. Ooh, squishy. Everpalm Pond. Comfy. Lamprov Pendle. Vermis Malum. Okay. Take an elevator to the abyss, yeah. Oh, golly. Hang on, what the hell was that? That's freaky. That's freaky, bro. What is that? It's the thing from Five Nights at Freddy's. That doesn't narrow it down. It's Freddy Five Nights. Let's go. Tooth Golem.
I hope things are going all right. I got a chance to watch your last video on the train home yesterday. It was really beautiful. You don't need me to tell you that. You're the one who's actually there. But still, it's hard to tell sometimes what parts are real.
Why are the numbers flashing on screen? Hang on, did you see that?
Film camera.
Did you see that? Hang on. You can kind of see it down there. It says 74.
What parts are real and what parts are that fancy film camera doing tricks with the lighting and stuff? Maybe it doesn't matter, I guess, as long as it's convincing. Anyway.
Hey, it's the apple.
I know it's kind of soon to be sending you another one, but you said you wanted to see the first time it snowed here. And they were saying it was still a week out on the radio, but when I looked out the window this morning, well, I went out to Raven's Run so I could get some footage of the trail. By the time I got there, it was actually already starting to melt. It's still pretty early in the winter.
That is pretty, though.
It was nice, though. I didn't think it would be cold enough to have to wear gloves, but halfway through my hands were so cold I had to keep putting them in my pockets between shots. Good thing you weren't there to make fun of me. It felt weird, walking the trail alone. But, like I said, it was nice. Good to get outdoors again. I've been inside a lot lately. Also, there's something else. I was going to save this for next time, but I wanted to show you this thing I found. It's a little weird, so naturally I figured you might like it. You know how I was telling you about that noise I've been hearing above my room the past couple nights? Well, I got kind of scared it was a leaky pipe or something like that, and one of these mornings I'd wake up with sludge dripping from the ceiling, like that movie we saw, Dark Water, or whatever it was called. I finally worked up the courage to actually go up to the attic and check it out. Don't laugh, okay? I really don't like confined spaces. You're a lot better with that kind of stuff anyway, but, well, you're not here, so.
Dark Water 2005 horror mystery movie.
No leaks, but I did find this.
Insulation? Ah!
It's a package.
What the hell?
I know it's not yours, right? Did you know it was up there? I mean, you don't go up there much either, I guess. Maybe you didn't, but let me know. What's weird to me is that it was like tucked under the insulation, which means someone put it under there. It didn't just slip under by itself. I wasn't sure whether I should wait to check it out, but then I just thought, what would I be waiting for? So I opened it.
It's a laptop?
It's a laptop. Charger, too.
Cool.
Someone who used to live in this house must have left it here. I don't know why they put it in the attic, though. I wanted to see if it still worked, so I plugged it in and let it sit for an hour. It says locked when it loads up, but when I clicked on the account, it let me in without a password, so I don't know what that's about. But it does work. Also, when I loaded it the first time, the CD drive opened. There's this disc inside.
Vermis Malum.
So that's all. Pretty cool, right? What do you think I should do with it?
Play the game.
I'm going to leave it to charge some more for now. I have to take care of some stuff for work after I finish editing this, and
Hey, that was that whistle.
it's already getting pretty late.
There's that whistle
But
again.
let me know what you think. Anyway, good luck with everything.
Here's my
I hope
magic
you're having a
3.
good time wherever you are when you watch this. Send me something back when you get a chance. I mean, take your time, just whenever you get a chance. Mafia really misses you.
Cat.
And I miss you too. It feels really empty around here sometimes. Not just the trail, I mean. This house. This place is too big for one person, you know? It just goes on and on. It's okay, though. I mean, making these for each other helps. Okay. Talk to you soon, alright? Bye. Hey again.
Okay. Well, that just automatically skip to the next episode. That was cool. That was like, what is going on here? Why is there like an elevator, and then it goes to the game Vermis Malum, and then the guy gets owned by like whatever this thing is. So we got the red lights there, and it had the whistle noise too that like signaled his approach. And there was the whistle noise like at the end here too, like around here.
Work after I finish
Oh, there it is. Ha!
I'm going to leave it to charge some more for now. I have to take care of some stuff for work after I finish editing this, and
Yeah, that's the same whistle. Or really, really similar at least. So that's okay. This is awesome. Then hard cuts to some random dude. This is really interesting. This is what we're talking about. So this in of itself isn't particularly like groundbreaking. What he's literally doing, just like talking about, oh, I found a package. Oh, I found a game. Here's me recording, walking around in the forest and talking to myself. Like, that's not really groundbreaking, but it's interesting. This hook at the start is pretty cool, and definitely a lot more interesting, a lot more unique. Even without that, this would still be interesting, this part. It's a lot more interesting now we have this insane intro that seems completely detached from whatever's happening. But this in of itself is just interesting, you know? This is crazy. When did this come out? Almost a year and a half ago. Okay. I felt like it would have been a bit earlier than that, but no, I guess. Yeah. Cool. Okay. I'm hooked. I'm in. Let's go. Second episode. Electric Sheep. Hang on, description. To check the description. No description. Okay, gotcha.
pretty quiet today. It's Saturday, so I got to sleep in. Perks of being at home, right? Thought it might be a good day to make one of these. I had this dream last night. I was standing on the beach, I think, or maybe on a sandbar somewhere.
That's a cool monkey statue. I want one of them. That's awesome.
I was standing on the beach, I think, or maybe on a sandbar somewhere, near the ocean. The sky was full of clouds, like it was going to start raining any minute. And these big dark waves kept rolling in and breaking in front of me. The ocean was just pitch black too, and it went on and on. And then I started to hear this like whistling sound from way out in the water. Like, I don't know, like someone was whistling a song, you know? It was so quiet, but I tried to concentrate. I tried to listen hard and could almost make out the tune.
Screw it, why is this kid so ranting off in my house?
And then I woke up. Not a lot going on today. I mostly stayed inside. I had time to check it out some more. That laptop from the attic. I think I know what I'm going to do with it now, but I also found some stuff on it. And I was thinking maybe you'd want to see.
Wasp.
Well, okay, maybe I just wanted to show someone. No, but it's interesting. It's like these... Well, you'll see. It's easier than me explaining it. The first thing I did was install a screen recorder, so I don't have to age myself 40 years by recording the screen with my camera anymore. The laptop couldn't connect to the internet from Wi-Fi at first, but I ran the troubleshooter or whatever, and it fixed it, thankfully. I was worried I might have to go digging through the garage for an Ethernet cable. Remember those? So it's not empty, but I can't find a lot on it either. I mean, there are a couple games. Someone was playing chess.
I imagine this is probably a code. Because they're like... Because all the squares are like numbers and letters, right? And they were spelling out messages with numbers and letters before, so I'm assuming this is some sort of code.
But the desktop is empty, nothing in downloads, pictures, videos. Beyond the stuff that's there out of the box, like the sample pictures.
Retcon.
There is stuff in
Retcon, there was actually an executable file for, or a shortcut, for Vermis Malum on the desktop last time. I can't watch this. This is unwatchable if they're going to be breaking their own canon so quickly in the thing. I'm joking.
Documents. I'll show that in a second. But in general, there's not much.
Hang on. Can I turn the quality of this up? I can. Why is it so? Why did it default to so low? Now we can actually see what's on the screen. That's crazy. I thought that was just how it was. It just defaulted to 360p for some reason.
As you think to look. Maybe I'm missing something though. What's weird?
I thought they were just doing that on purpose for the vibes.
The hard drive space is close to full. So apparently there's something really big on this computer, but I'm not sure where or what.
Get Wintry to...
That yellow disk that was in the drive is empty, by the way. If there was anything on it before, it's gone now. That all being said, I tried it for a bit, just to see. Casual stuff, YouTube, you know. It runs better than my actual laptop. That's not saying much, but it doesn't do that thing where
AAA
it
game,
turns
yeah.
black for a second when you close a tab. I'm actually thinking about moving my editing setup and my games and stuff to it.
That's probably a bad idea, bro.
I feel like it might be good with games. Well, we'll see. I told you I did find a couple files. Check this out.
Exactly, taken up by the monster smiley
This
face.
folder is called Unsorted.
2014,
I already
okay.
skimmed a couple of these, but read this. Or is it clear enough?
Okay. Parasite.pdf from Asimov. Source from the original thread on Mythica forums. Still not clear on the origin or significance of this photo, if it's even real. What is going on here? There's a lot going on here.
I already skimmed a couple of these, but read this.
Mythica forums. Is that a real place? Hang on, let's look. Mythica forums.net. No, okay, I didn't think so. Just wanted to check. A. Asimov, Parasite. Net rabbit holes drive you crazy in a way, churning dead threads, etc.
Or is it clear enough on the video to read? Actually, I think this has text-to-speech. Yeah.
Notes. Sourced from the original thread on MF. Text not parsable. Still not clear on the origin or significance of the photo, if it's even real. To be fair, the same could be said of most of what I've found so far.
Why are there... Some of these letters have like... what are they called when there's like extra marks in them? N... S... blank space, D, M, Y. My... Weird.
Rabbit holes can drive you crazy in a way. Churning dead threads and defunct blogs, squinting sideways for an anagram here, a repeated number there, maybe a blurry symbol that lights up a fat knot of neurons somewhere deep in your memory. Looking so hard for something you can only intermittently convince yourself is even real. Well, now I know. Notes. These things happen slowly at first and then all at once. I collected the breadcrumbs, but Damon gets credit for actually finding the witch's kitchen. He was cagey about exactly where he fished the disc up from, but fair's fair. I wasn't exactly forthcoming about the story behind what I was asking him to look for either. What could I have said, though? It's a computer game no one's ever heard of. Allegedly made by a developer there's no evidence actually ever existed. Come on, people already think I'm enough of a crank. Got lucky. Department approved a loan for a fresh machine yesterday. Only a laptop, but it'll do. Told liaison it was a research wreck. Not technically a lie. She never asked which research.
Stop. Introduction to algorithms, pattern recognition and machine learning, Warcraft civilization, numerical recipes in C++. I guess this guy is like a computer. Hang on, is that Twilight Eclipse in the background there? I think it might be. So this guy's like a computer researcher of some kind, I guess. Have you heard about this game that doesn't exist from a developer that doesn't exist? Department. Maybe it's like a university professor of some kind. Or A. Asimov.
Notes. Item 9. Taken 3:31 a.m. 3/8/07 by LCPD. Retrieved via FOIA. Would have liked to visit the house on Penny Lane myself, but it was demolished and replaced by a condominium some years after the Bells sold it.
Oh golly, someone got murdered from a Freedom of Information request. Curse of the indie game, yeah. Whoa, what was that? Hang on.
Myself, but it was demolished and replaced by a condominium some years after the Bells sold it.
Golly. What is this doing? String int. What's it doing here? New string, math hour of that, replace that.
Note. Expected a .exe or similar. No such luck. 90-ish small files, extensions like .cpp, .lua, .java. Source code, obviously, but not like any I've ever seen. Linguistic landscape as tortured as the last days at the Tower of Babel. Counted 21 unique programming languages from various domains. Everything from the latest startup darlings to moth-eaten relics, so old as to be illegible to anyone under 55. Code itself is bizarre and ill-written too. See above for a particularly abominable example. Techniques used are subtly clever in places and offensively clumsy in others. Slick as sin pointer arithmetic, commingles with nested loops so shameless they would make a first-year comp sci major blush. No apparent concern for interoperability, efficiency, readability. As if someone hacked off mismatched chunks from unrelated code bases sampled at random from the last half-century, and then crudely stitched them together. A digital Frankenstein.
So basically it's an LLM.
Much of it doesn't look like it would run at all, let alone contribute to any system as complex as a video game. No other way to say it. Case against this being a hoax looks weaker than it did a few days ago. I'll keep trying, though. Not satisfied with that explanation yet.
So, this game is related to some sort of murder that happened, but it might just be a hoax, and so he's searching for it.
Slowly realizing I might not ever be.
But not officially. He's not doing it in his official time. He's doing it off the books. So you can build out this story in really subtle ways. Like he said that, he needed the new laptop to research this, but he didn't tell his department head what it was really for, which instantly has a whole bunch of implications to it in a really subtle way. You don't need this whole segment where he talks about how, oh, he's doing it off the books and he's doing it trying to keep it secret, or you can just say that, and it's the same thing. It's clever. It's really clever so far. Half-Life 3, yeah, it's Half-Life 3. Oh, golly. Don't hit autoplay, bro. Don't hit autoplay, bro.
And this one doesn't have anything. So, yeah. Weird, right? It's kind of a lot. I don't really know if I have an opinion, but I felt like it was worth sharing. You know, I was actually thinking earlier.
So that was
do you
my
think
mouse
they
on
left it
screen.
here on purpose? Whoever owned this laptop, I mean. Like, for someone else to find? Before, I just assumed, like, I mean, why would someone leave a computer behind except by accident, right? But, I don't know. So I think that's all I have for now. What's up with you? Still in the city, or let me know.
I found a cursed laptop,
Would have
bro.
been a lot easier to show in person, but I mean, I didn't mean no. It's okay. This works too. These are fun to make. Okay. Bye for now. All right. Bye.
Bye. Okay, cool. One last thing. The camera turned on at 3:07 in the morning. That's creepy. Oh, what the fuck? That actually got me. Oh, what the hell? That actually creeped me out. Oh, man. Oh, that got me.
Hey again.
It was a sound effect. There was a sound effect that really did it. Ah, and you can hear the flies buzzing. Okay. Okay, that's really good. What the hell? Dark Souls. Dark Souls Prepare to Die Edition. When did that launch? When did Dark Souls Prepare to Die PC come out? That came out 2011. Okay. When I bite into a delicious juicy apple. That's great. So he's got LibreOffice VLC player. He's got Vermis Malum, Paint.net. What is Wondershare? That must be an editor. This guy knew what he was doing. He was a bit of a internet guy at the time, wasn't he? TS1 Arnold Londo Archer's easy strat. Bro, we've been there. Apparently they nerfed the archers before they even put them in Prepare to Die edition, which is kind of funny. Apparently they were harder before that, but I remember I only played on PC, and I could swear they had the complete bullshit archers when it launched on PC. I could swear they did that. Yeah, this is so far this has been expertly made and written so far. This has been very impressive. Very impressive. What year did they say that thing was?
Pretty quiet.
2014. What? This guy is filtered by archers 100% post nerf. What is going on here? They're not that hard, bro. Unless this is the original guy. Well, they're stuck in freaked out. Say, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. It's crazy. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's keep watching. Let's keep watching.
So I've been going back and forth about how to start this video. I've been using.
Wait. No. Here. See, look, see, that's 2014 as well. So I guess we are in 2014. 6 letters with a space between them. Ah. Interesting, interesting, interesting.
So I've been going back and forth about how to start this video. I've been using the laptop a lot since Saturday. As you can see, I moved some stuff, downloaded some stuff.
So wait, hang on.
Hey
Hang on.
again.
Sorry. I'm being annoying, but I need to. They must have just moved in.
As to be illegible to.
Because if this PDF was made in 2014, and he is in 2014 as well, late 2014. So they must have just moved in. I was under the impression they were there together for a while. Thinking. We'll keep thinking.
So I've been going back and forth about how to start this video. I've been using the laptop a lot since Saturday. As you can see, I moved some stuff, downloaded some stuff. My games. Well, okay, one game so far. I don't know how some people play more than one game at a time.
Me? I don't get it either.
It's mostly been pretty good, but there are weird things that happen sometimes. Like, for example, a couple days ago, I was writing an email. I was doing the first draft in a notepad, so I didn't accidentally send it, It was for a friend.
I do that.
It doesn't matter.
I do that
I
too,
left
actually.
to get dinner.
This guy's literally me.
And when I got back to finish, I felt like some of the words were changed. Small stuff, like the word yesterday would be changed to the day before. Really small stuff. I almost didn't notice. I mean, I know nowadays every single program has some little helper to fix your grammar and vocabulary and whatever. Remember Clippy?
Notepad.exe, my beloved.
I don't think Notepad does.
Notepad does now.
I use it all the time, and that never happened before.
It has spelling correction.
I mean, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. It's just, I don't know. A couple days ago is when I noticed this. I do feel like I've seen it before, somewhere, but I don't think it was here. I already opened it once off camera. It's like a game, a computer game. I can show you what it looks like in a second. I searched the name. I didn't find anything relevant. It's Latin, apparently. Vermis Malum. Am I saying that right?
Vermis Malum.
Vermis Malum.
Close enough. I know I overthink stuff. You know I overthink stuff. But I get this feeling sometimes when I'm using it. And with those docs I showed you before. Like, there's something I'm missing here.
Yeah, probably,
Do you
bro.
ever feel like that?
You have a cursed computer.
Actually, I'm not going to send this video right away. Give me a couple days. It's almost Friday, and I don't have to go in on Friday. Did I tell you that? Anyway, yeah, I just need a couple days. Alright, so let's see.
Vermis Malum. Vermis Malum. Got a little apple going. It's the 21st century, and there's a new world being born a little every day. Everpalm Pond. Lamprov Pendle. The hell?
Yeah, this is it. So when I saw the screen the other day, I could tell right away it was supposed to be a game.
Yeah,
There's
no kidding.
another screen with a menu. I think it actually says continue game. I didn't go further than that. Kind of reminds me of the title screen of this old platformer game I played a while back. The pixelated hands, I mean. Something about that art style. I'm forgetting the name.
Arthur.
Anyway. Yeah, so one save slot is already here. I didn't make this.
Created an earlier version of the game. Rip. Don't delete it. Don't delete it. That's rude. Rude.
Well, actually we don't...
He listened. What is your name? Lawrence. We have a character's name. Leet. How good are you at games? Bro, you are so slow. Excellent. Born for this. Don't select that, bro. You'll get killed. IRL. Glad he's a normal name, not something like Dick Smasher 69.
Don't have one?
What is your favorite color?
A sad person doesn't have a favorite color.
Quick chat, what's your favorite color? Mine is blue. Red.
My favorite color is red, if you didn't know.
Now we do know. It's blue. No. Ring 9. What does that mean? Green. I can believe that, Grover. So near to paradise all pairing ends. Here loveless birds now flock as winter friends. Okay. What if it was purple? Double loading screen? Oh, what a shitty game.
Okay.
Okay. So that was the game.
I can move my mouse. Is this an elevator? I didn't do anything.
Oh. Okay. I feel like a game like this would have absolutely popped off if they'd actually came out back in like 2014. Hesiod was a Greek poet.
What if I want to go to a different floor?
Too bad, Lawrence.
Oh.
Looking him up now.
Okay.
He wrote about the origins of the gods, Zeus's rise to power, poem that describes the 5 ages of man, and has other myths like Pandora's box. Okay. Interesting. Walk. Oh, we have codes now.
I figured that out.
Are you writing these codes down, guys?
This is interesting.
Jump.
What key is that?
Space, you fool.
Spacebar? It's not really much of a jump.
That's a really awkward jump, isn't it? Pound sign, huh? Euro sign.
So this tree is dead, but it's still growing fruit? I mean, I'm not a botanist, but...
So some
What does that do?
deviant European made this game. Explains a lot, to be honest. You have to eat all the apples,
Okay.
Lawrence.
What if I want to go the other way, though?
It's a game. You can do whatever you want.
What's over there? Shift lets you run. You could have told me that on one of those signs.
As a European, I agree. I will say it was extremely odd for a game to have a pop-up like that. You're going the wrong way. It's a little too meta.
I assumed, but never hurts to try.
The edge you learn in the dark, if you decide to turn around, you get a shoggoth in your face. So some red blob who was looking at that. That's awesome. Nah, you get owned.
Oh. Just the illusion of a bigger world out there, I guess.
That's like that happens
Not
IRL
really.
too. If you go too far away from your home, you get turned around.
Wait.
Music stopped. What is that red thing? It's a giant apple. Oh, that's gross. Oh. Oh.
Why is that so loud? I have to turn my volume down one sec. It's not... There's nothing telling me to press a key. I'm pressing E.
Would you eat the bug-filled fucking giant apple? Gross.
Okay.
If it gives me its power. Yeah, you know what? I'd take a bite. I'd take a bite. Get in the boat! Get in the boat! Get in the boat! At the current date? I think it is. Why? That's odd. Why? This obviously looks cursed, but I wonder about the taste. You have to eat all the apples. Inventory. Iron knife. After the taste of the old soldiers, unfit for senatorial hands.
Oh my God.
Malus domestica. Juicy.
Can I equip this somehow? It's a weapon, right? Is that what that sword icon next to the name means? Am I going to fight a monster later?
Yes.
Maybe these restore my health if I get hurt? Like, potions?
Yeah. I can believe that.
Like healing fruit, or...
Lodge. If you wanted to make your own creepy series like this, it wouldn't be that physically hard. You can get heaps of different 3D assets pretty easily online that you're allowed to use for free. And making a game like this would be super easy. The door won't budge. Find the key to unlock
Well, there has to be a key then, right?
it.
Or
Horror
maybe
of
I
Unreal
just
assets, yeah.
first.
And you could probably make basic assets, you know, if you're doing something like this, you could probably make all the assets yourself, even as you're an absolute beginner, you know? But it would be easier just to find assets, you know? Locked from the other side. Door doesn't open from this side. What is that? Gold shovel? Cool. Always something that needs digging. So true.
Always. So, I get the feeling that... Well, let's just do this first.
Beatrice?
Don't go down the mountain, please.
Okay.
You're going the wrong way.
Mountain? It fades out. You can't go over there anyway.
That naive master raised a couple low, too. It never ends well for you people. Do
Okay.
you know what happens to your body after you die?
I guess it breaks down.
What was that supposed to be? Who was that? I can't interact with it anymore. I guess they hung up. Well, okay. Let's see. Okay. So, I think I'm going to have to cut out most of the last 15 minutes. I walked around in different directions. Nothing really happened. If you go in the water, it fades to black. If you go too far out, it fades to black. I did pick some more apples along the way.
9 apples, sick.
Sure, we'll find something to use them for. Oh, and I went back in the house to see if the phone would ring again. It didn't, but I did find this one thing. On the shelf here, there's actually something you can interact with. But you have to jump to reach it.
Oh. Oh, golly. Are you reading this or am I, bro? Guess I'm reading. Okay. February 2nd, 2007. Snow day. Got to spend the whole day at home. Mum was going to hire a babysitter, but then she didn't. Leo was online in Puff and Pop, so we played together mostly. Maybe he had a snow day too where he lives. He got a new cowboy hat from Glow store for $3.50 pufflies. But he asked if I wanted it. I think he likes me. I asked why a boy plays a game for girls so much, even though he's a boy. He says games aren't for girls or boys, they're for everyone. He asked me my last name, but I said I'm not supposed to share that stuff with strangers. He said, okay, but he wasn't mad. He told me his last name is Von Drepham. It sounds like the vampire's name. Leo promised me he would tell me if he was a vampire. Leo Von Drepham. That is a vampire name, isn't it? 100% right there, yeah.
Yeah. Not really sure what to say about that one.
You missed another note out in the boat
So
too, bro.
I think it's pretty obvious what I have to do. I need to find a way to get inside that closed door.
Her
The
garden.
windmill. But I don't know. I mean, I couldn't find a key anywhere. I couldn't really find anything else to do. Except that thing in the house.
You missed an apple. You missed an apple.
I know there has to be something, right? Maybe there's a place I need to use the shovel to dig. And I just missed it. I don't know.
Giant apple looks gnarly. It does. Go dig in the giant apple.
I can look more later, but for now I think I'm going to stop. That was interesting. I don't know what I expected. It's strange, you know? Sometimes you find weird things. Sometimes weird things find you.
Yeah. Okay. No spooks in this one, is
I
there?
have to do some stuff. Take care. Be safe.
Mystery episode. Okay.
Bye.
Pure mystery.
They
Oops.
say it's supposed to be the...
Hang on. Go back. This one. Bad seed. There was no spooks in this one, was there? No. No. Just mystery. Compelling mystery. That naive naturist couple eloped. Adam and Eve left the garden. Guy, you didn't need to download Dark Souls on that laptop. We know you like suffering. Beatrice is the ruler of Mount Purgatory in the Divine Comedy. The fact she says, don't go down the mountain, makes it look like this whole series is a literal descent from heaven, down Mount Purgatory, into hell. Interesting, interesting. It's hilarious how you got me panicking that you'd actually delete that old save file, knowing the genre. I did, and you guys did too. That's so funny. Subtly hit the narrator knowing his camera turned on in the last video. Did he? In the video before Lawrence starts playing, one of his browsers said Windows 7 app turns on and off by itself. Okay. Yeah. Can see that. No, the new game starts at ring 9, the 9th ring, which means it's either limbo or treachery, one of the 9 layers of hell. Ah, yes, it is very much, isn't it? Okay, cool. Cool. I really like this. This is really good so far. Let's keep watching. You guys want to keep watching? I want to keep watching. Description: Lady Lux Vivian Reed. VA. Okay, so we have another voice actor here. Let's not read the comments first, though. Okay. Oh no, I like apples. So true.
The coldest winter in years.
Coldest winter in years. I can believe it.
Sorry if my voice sounds rough. I think I might be coming down with something. I have this bad ache in my ear. It feels like something crawled in when I was sleeping, and now it's trying to crawl its way back out.
Golly.
I got recommended an article the other day. It wasn't really my thing at all, but I read like the first paragraph or so, and then I kept reading because I thought, you know who would love this?
Who?
This medieval scientist, I guess. He thought the whole world, or the whole universe, boils down to a bunch of invisible wheels spinning inside each other.
That's true, though.
Well, he called them something else, but basically wheels. Every time something turns from wet to dry, or alive to dead, hot to cold, that's because he thought that was because of a wheel somewhere turning. He was obsessed with this idea that if he could just figure out how to make the wheels turn the way he wanted them to, instead of the way they were supposed to, he could do anything.
That's true.
Like spin straw into gold, or bring back the people he loved, or whatever people thought was possible back when they still believed in magic, before the internet. I don't know. Seemed like it would be your kind of thing. Mysticism,
What was that?
I don't know. Seemed like it would be your kind of thing.
What is that?
Mysticism.
Okay.
Mystery, the unexplained, the great weird. I could send it to you if you want.
Send it to me, I want to read it.
So look, it's been a while. I know it's busy, I know. But just whenever you have some spare time, it just helps to know you're okay. Take the time you need. I'll still be here.
Left unread, bro, it's over. Bro, it's over. What is it? Hang on, what is it breaking there? I want to see what it's breaking.
I'll always be here.
What is that? Like a bunch of like spheres? I don't know. It just looks weird, doesn't it? Lamprov Pendle is probably an anagram for something, right? Small glass apple? Oh, it might be, yeah. Lamprov, hang on. Anagram solver. Hang on. Lamprov Pendle. Scramble. Name dropped. Overplanned. Oh, wait, hang on. overlapped. Can it like give us like 2 words? Adam. Hang on, is it just like, hang on. Lamprov, Pendle, Adam, Eve. No, there's only one A, isn't there? And only one, oh, there's 2 E's. Eve. Incidentally, the Everpalm logo, the thing crushing the marble and the anomalous shape all appear similar. That yes, they do, don't they? It kind of looks like it might be trying to be spelling apple. Hang on, yes. So there's definitely an apple in there. So apple, and then we have like AMROV NDE. So then what's RO that then? Better if I did this on stream, wouldn't it? Modern apple, vendor apple, demon apple, vendor. No, that's 7 letters though, unless it's like 2. Huh. Demo, apple, demon, DEMONRV. No, that doesn't make any sense, does it? We'll think about that. Okay. Vermis Malum. Ring 8 now. We're up to ring 8. Some kill their love when they are young, and some when they are old. Some strangle with the hands of lust, some with the hands of gold. Oh, wild. Oh, wild. Oh. That's true. The hell? This is kind of cool. It's a Big Dipper! No, I'm joking. I have no idea what that is.
This is new. I didn't play off camera, so...
We have more signs. We could probably translate them if it doesn't give it to us. Oh, what was it? No, hang on. What was that? You can't just do that. That there. What is that? Creepy.
You know, I was looking it up again, this, and I still didn't find anything about it online, but the page was giving me a different trim.
Some poor fool left his fare behind. 2 coins. Oh, there you go.
So it's still got everything from before, the sword and stuff.
Here are pox-scarred faces share a look on the obverse side. Lovers? Ooh. Yeah, we're descending into hell, aren't we? Where did the apple go? Didn't he have the apple? Yeah, he had the apples. Oh, he lost an apple. That's
so
true.
Still got everything from before.
Yes, you're right. He pointed out they had 9 apples and now he's missing one. He said, I didn't play off camera, but I don't know if that's true, to be honest. No, he didn't know, because he didn't figure out what to do, so he did play off camera. He lied. We have an untrustworthy protagonist. Herod.
Hey, friend. 7 years bad luck, right? You'll pardon me, but I'm not expecting, well, no more than usual. But we'll make do. New friends are always an awful treat, huh? Welcome to the Garden of Violet Delights.
She's
Oh,
a lot.
shucks, you can't see it, but you're making me blush.
Why?
Oh, please, though, no
Oh,
formalisms.
okay.
Misfortune is my mother. Anywho, what can I pin you down for, Playboy? Business or pleasure? Well, you're in luck. We've got a big old bachelorette party of one-armed bandits booked in the game hall. Just say the word. But please drop our friend's shovel. Ugly thing. House rules, sorry. My hands are tied. And not in a fun way. Hope you didn't take that mopey talk personally. She left a bad taste in my mouth, too. Some people are just sore losers. Win me something pretty, capiche? Mwah!
Okay.
So the friend's shovel, I assume this, is that just dialogue, or am I actually supposed to do something? Oh. The thing is, I don't want to do anything I can't take back.
Just making
I
you
think I'm going to
save,
hold
bro.
it for
It's
now.
okay.
We can always get rid of it later if it turns out we need to.
Would you go into Nero's pleasure palace?
Did you notice, I don't think there have been any people around so far to interact with. Just voices on the phone.
Oh, it's the apple sound. Oh, what the hell?
Okay.
Look, a boring ass
You ever
casino.
play
Where are
one
the
of these
strippers and
in
security? Yeah, so true. Cool. Whoa, what was that? Oh, what the fuck was that thing? What was that thing? Did you see it? Look at the top. Look up there. What was that? Was that just a light? I think it was just a light. Ooh, shiny things. Napkin. Cereal box. Chemistry kit. Cat toy. Vending pass.
Isn't this kind of machine more for, like, arcades than casinos?
I grow in graves forgotten, where mourners no more tread. I only eat the rotten, I only kill the dead. What am I? I grow in graves forgotten, where mourners no more tread. I only eat the rotten, I only kill the dead. You eat the rotten. That's a good question. Write your answer there. Huh. Oh, what the hell? Devils of the New Millennium. Golly. Lore drop. Golly. We won't read that. Worm? I guess. How does he kill the dead?
It's all just so weird.
Write your answer.
Like, I really couldn't find anything about it online. I looked. 6,000 coins with this last one. That probably means that's the one we actually need. And I'm pretty sure I know where it goes. The only question is how we get back to that. There we go. I mean, I see what I'm supposed to do, but 6,000.
Yeah, they do it to you.
There has to be a better way. Hey, so it's a new day. I
Another
found
cheat engine,
something.
yeah.
I also think after some trial and error, I think I figured it out. But let's do one thing at a time. There were only 5 of these before, right? I wasn't going to mention it, but before I started playing yesterday, I wasn't filming, but in the corner here, I saw a notification. I think it said something about refactoring or refacing. I didn't read it that closely. Maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know. Well, we can check it out.
An avuncular systems prof once taught our lecture how an OS handles data deletion by analogy to the 80s horror movie Poltergeist. When you junk a file, the icon and visual indicators vanish right away, but the underlying data persists until overwritten.
Does the text-to-speech sound
Picture
good?
removing the headstone from above a grave, but leaving the bones below to molder. Old profile pics, last year's W2, doomed saves from since uninstalled games. Orphaned bytes might linger for months or years on a PC after you've deleted their parent files, eaten away a little every day by the steady trickle of fresh
It's
data.
interesting to compare that to.
The right program with low level.
It's interesting to compare that to ghosts or, yeah, corpses in the ground. Especially since there's a whole bunch of space taken up in this computer that isn't. He can't find it, which suggests it's a similar thing.
Access can consume some of that dead space and spit it out somewhere else. Ghost text. Sleuthkit confirms this one is a memo I wrote a few weeks ago on the same machine. Wonder if that particular line was raided from the tomb at random or based on some heuristic. Either way, spooky stunt. Unsettling, invasive, flagrant security hazard. Exactly what I've been waiting for. Still not quite sold on its veracity. Absolutely possible some bored, tech-inclined mythizen decided to recreate choice picks from the thread, e.g. the infamous winter level. Many internet ghost stories become real in one way or another, once enough people believe in them. Still, cause for optimism. Managing to compile the app, Credaemon again, and actually play something sophisticated enough for this is progress. Not psyched it wouldn't run without being granted such strong perms, but now we know why. Necessary evil. I'll make that trade if it means finding out. No network, so worst case what, it bricks the machine? We'll live. It's a rental anyway.
Ugh, my ear hurts.
I wonder if you could make a game like this right now. Like, if you wanted to make an actual game that's like spooky, sort of like urban legend style, what would you do? What would you have to include? Would you have to include like I mean, like Sad Satan is basically that, right? And that literally had to include like it had rumors that it contained you know, illegal pornography and actual corpse images, I think, you know. Like, could you do it without doing something like that, I wonder? Like, make a game like an urban legend that people want to find? I don't know. It's something to think about.
Double check, there's nothing else new that I saw, but I'll keep an eye out. I have no idea what movie he was talking about. I'm not the one who's into horror. So what
Wasn't
I
it
figured out has
Poltergeist?
to do with a pattern I noticed. Oh. I thought for a second we were somewhere new, but I was just turning the wrong direction. So anyway, look, I can buy the prize machine. I can buy the chemistry kit from the prize machine now. I found a way to get about 100 points at once. So if we play one, we usually lose. But losing is actually what we want, kind of. Blueberry, grape, apple. Remember that. When you win, you can get any 3 fruits in a row. I didn't test it enough to really be sure, and I don't really want to. I think certain machines might be more likely to give you certain fruits. But that's not that important. What I realized was, when you lose, it always spins to one of the same few patterns. See? Blueberry, grape, apple. Like, what are the odds of that happening again right now, if anything is equally likely? And then, I'll speed this up, but maybe you can see where I'm going.
Telling you this. It doesn't even matter. She's with someone else. There's nothing else I can do.
What was that?
There we go.
Telling you this. It doesn't even matter. She's with someone else. There's nothing else I can do.
There we go. The number's actually trailing off the screen a little. You get it? What I kept wondering was, why are there so many machines anyway? Like, if you can play any of them, why are there so many? It's because it's not about getting the same pattern on one machine. It's about getting a pattern going across more than one. Now, what I didn't try yet is doing all 5 in this row.
Oh, God.
I knew it. That actually wasn't that hard.
Whoa!
What's happening now?
Oh, that was creepy. That was cool. He broke the game. Because he didn't ditch his shovel.
I was having the most delicious dream. And then I wasn't. You know the one. Anywho, a little birdie told me you broke the bank. I'll have to ring for a handyman. Oh, don't worry, I'm not miffed. Monte Carlo, right? It's nothing personal. Besides, I love a winner. But no Irish goodbyes now. You people are always in such a hurry. Come on, you're going nowhere fast with all that old scratch weighing you down. You know what you need to, lighten your load. Swing by my room, share a nightcap with me? What do you say? You could, make an entry in my guest book afterwards. Call it a victory lap.
I don't like the sound of this lady.
Don't keep me waiting. Mwah.
It's not opening anymore. I'm pressing tab. At the end there was a lot of stuff on screen, but did you see the number was going negative? Like it was like negative 1 million or something for a second.
Stack Overflow, baby! We can't buy his stuff.
Okay.
Kinda sucks. I'm the chemistry kit.
That means we need to do something else first.
We need to go up there and take Lady Lux to Pound Town, I guess.
We'll see.
Very dark game, isn't it? That was different. What, the other way around as this is going? Yeah, he might be the one taken to Pound Town. Locked the asp. Oh, golly.
Is that short for something?
Snake. Reminds me of New Vegas. The Mamba. Oh God, what was that? Give the dude his privacy, I think. Yeah, you just leave him alone, that's fine. We don't need to see that. Someone, he was gooning, wasn't he?
Oh.
Ugh, it's the apple.
Did you see that thing on the floor?
Yeah, leave bro alone. He was just gooning. He's goon maxing. Hey Takido, how you doing? We're watching Vermis Malum. Copperhead Road. This guy's gonna get taken to Pound Town. Probably in a bad way. Oh, there's that whistle again. Squishy steps. This is gross. What? I don't want to walk around her private suite and there's like squishy steps. That's disgusting. Is he getting further away? Whoa. Oh, there's like people walking around. That's crazy. Camels?
What?
Do you think you'll be the one who finally wins?
Ooh, that's creepy. That's really creepy. Bro, you need to run like right now. Oh, what is that? What was that? Self-learning algorithms, let's go. Worm. Now it's eating the computer. Okay. And its iteration's fucked up. Okay. But it's seen in the IRL segment before? I don't know.
Sorry, could you say that again, please?
Oh, we jumped to the next episode. I didn't even realize. Autoplay, man, it gets me. This is awesome. We'll leave that Hungry Ghost for next time, I think. This is awesome. This is ridiculously good so far. I think this episode Random Walk was a bit slow, I think. We're getting a bit heavy on the lore. I do like the scares though. I think you could dial it back with the lore. Oh, angry dog. That's my that's my dog if you heard that. My dad's dog. Yeah, what do you guys think? This is awesome. We'll have to follow it up. How many episodes do we have left? We've got we're just under halfway through. Okay. Yeah, that's awesome. Good to see some good some good internet horror for a change, huh? Well, we've been on for 3 hours, so we might wrap up for now, guys. And my dinner is almost here, so I'm gonna I think I might say goodbye for now, and thank you guys very much for watching. Hang on, we need to do the close up, don't we? Here we go. Thank you guys very much for watching. What's it called again? Vermis Malum. Vermis Malum. By Volrusk. And of course, the link to that will be in the description. And make sure you go check it out, subscribe, give them all the love they deserve, because this has been awesome. This one's been a special one so far. I've been really enjoying it. I'm really keen to finish that off, maybe next week. Yes, thank you guys for watching today on... I'm losing track of what I'm supposed to be saying here. Thank you very much for watching Mythonics Live, hosted by More They Do, and remember, you're never alone in the dark. Okay, that's the YouTube video finished for today. And we're going to finish the stream up too, as well. So thank you guys very much for watching. I'll just say the exact same thing again. No, thank you guys so much. I love hanging out with you guys. I'm really glad to. I hope you had fun while we watched some mixed quality levels of horror. I had a lot of fun today, actually. I'm so hot in this room. It's stinking hot. It's going to be such a hot summer here in Australia. But yes, thank you very much for watching. You've been watching Mythonics Live, hosted by More They Do, and remember, you're never alone in the dark.